Hey everyone, Katie here with Reputable. So I'd already kicked off dry January on the 1st, thank you very much. But last Friday, I made it official by joining the dry week study on the Reputable app. Now that doesn't mean that I stopped going out or having fun, but yes, everyone did make fun of me for ordering a skinny, spicy margarita mocktail at the bar. Now, was it worth it? That's what I'm about to answer in this video. Let me preface this by saying that I have never been one that stays out super late clubbing. I know, it's probably hard to believe. But drinking always came with some side effects, usually in the form of wings I didn't need to eat and money that I didn't mean to spend. Just that alone was a huge bonus from doing this experiment. But let's talk about how did I feel. And I would say way better than I initially expected. Really, the hardest part was getting through the first weekend of not having that dopamine rush of a cocktail to kind of wrap up the week. But once I got over that hump, everything sort of shifted. I really felt so much more focused and kind of on during the day, which for someone with ADHD, always top of mind struggle for me. And I was starting to notice that I was just waking up earlier and feeling rested. But what did the data say? So glad you asked. Because yes, I pulled those receipts too. According to the Reputable app, which was looking at my Oura Ring data, my average heart rate dropped nearly 19 beats per minute, which is kind of a big deal. My light sleep increased and my nighttime heart rate dipped. Now these stats were fine, but I also kind of felt like I was cheating. And here's why. I got my new Oura Ring on December 31st, 2025, which means I had a total of one night of actual drinking. So wasn't really a fair comparison. Don't worry guys, I took it a step further and I pulled my Oura Ring stats from January of last year, where I was not so dry, versus January of this year to see what the difference was. And here is where things are a little bit more dramatic. I ended up sleeping nearly 31 more minutes per night, which if you think about it in plain terms is like half an episode of Heated Rivalry. My REM sleep jumped 26%, which really just goes to show that everything people say about alcohol and sleep is true. And my readiness score went up 8 points. Now, despite these outstanding stats, if I may say so, not everything was perfect. In fact, some nights it took me almost 40 minutes to fall asleep, which may or may not depend on what I was watching beforehand. I found myself waking up in the middle of the night a little bit more often than usual, and my activity score dropped 21%. But you know what, guys? We're just gonna chalk that up to laziness. Anyway, I would say if you look at all of my stats across the board, this was a big win. I definitely saw better sleep, better recovery, and some solid proof that mocktails are totally worth the side eye from your bartender. Anywho, if you're someone who also gets very excited and likes to nerd out on stats, I recommend that you join the dry week study in the Reputable app so you can see what a sober week might do for your sleep.